Imagine this scenario. You're in love and you propose. You work with your partner in the same company, and you find out from her that you'll be promoted, only for her to get it instead. And of course, you're very jealous. So what do? Hopefully not what Luke did, the character from the thriller titled Fair Play, which I'll be summarizing for you now. Emily is at her boyfriend's brother Theo's wedding. After a while, Emily and her boyfriend Luke sneak away to the bathroom for a brief intimate moment, only to discover that Emily has her period and they are both covered in blood. Laughing at the situation, Emily notices a ring on the floor, and Luke kneels down on one knee and proposes to Emily. He puts the ring on her finger and they joyfully escape from the wedding. The next morning, as they wake up, Emily writes to her mom that they are getting married, and then they prepare for work where they both work as analysts. While in the building, they ride the elevator together and pretend to other co-workers that nothing connects them. They both work at One Crest Capital, a hedge fund in New York, where their boss is the assertive and profit-focused Campbell. By the way, if you're interested in topics like capital markets, I recommend the excellent movie titled The Big Short. Luke tells PM about a potential 50% increase in the value of a certain position based on his research, for which he is praised. During a presentation at the company, one of the project managers, Quinn, is fired, leading him to demolish his entire office and curse everyone. Soon after, Emily overhears a conversation between two analysts, indicating that they heard Luke is likely to take over the previous PM's position. She immediately goes to tell him about it. In the evening, they share passionate moments under the shower with champagne in hand and talk about their engagement. In the middle of the night, Emily receives a call from Rory, one of the PMs at the firm, instructing her to meet him without revealing a specific reason. When Emily arrives, instead of Rory, she meets Campbell. As they sit at the bar, Campbell praises her rapidly advancing career, highlighting her Harvard education and early publications in the Wall Street Journal at the age of 17. He is impressed by her recent decisions in the last quarter that generated profits for the company. Upon returning home, Luke waits for her and inquires about the meeting. She tells him that instead of Rory, she met Campbell, who promoted her to PM. Luke is slightly shocked but congratulates Emily, although she feels guilty as she had previously told him that he would get the promotion. The next day, she takes over the office from the former PM, Quinn, and Rory congratulates her. Later, there is a meeting at the firm to discuss the market situation, and Emily demonstrates that her promotion is not a fluke by advising on what to do with the shares of one of the companies. In the evening, Emily talks to her mom, who congratulates her on her engagement and promotion. She asks her to keep it a secret because she doesn't want her coworkers to find out that she's marrying her analyst, which goes against company policy. Later that evening, the couple sits in a bar, and Luke tells her he's proud of her. However, Emily senses that Luke had hoped for the promotion himself, so she quickly offers to help him get it too. Luke responds that she shouldn't worry about him and that he'll manage, but Emily insists that she'll praise him to Campbell and ensure he gets the promotion. The next day at work, Emily instructs Luke to handle the stocks of the companies she indicates, suggesting it will bring him closer to a promotion. In the evening, Luke presents a report on the selected companies, indicating that the firm could profit from them. Suddenly, Paul, one of the PMs, asks her if she's going for drinks with others, and Emily begins to praise Luke for his findings. However, Campbell informs her that Luke's recent decision cost the company $15 million, which Emily was unaware of. He adds that Luke should support her vision rather than control it. In the evening, when Emily is at the bar with Campbell and Paul, she praises another good decision made by Luke, adding that he has made significant progress. However, Campbell remarks that Luke has intuition, but he is not her, and Emily realizes that Luke is not on the path to a promotion, but rather closer to being fired. Later, Emily returns home and tells Luke that she feels sorry for him because Campbell reminded him of his loss. However, Luke seems unfazed by it. Emily suggests intimacy to him, but he refuses, which surprises her. The next day, Luke attends a presentation where statistics are discussed, and he sees Emily talking to Campbell, which intensifies his jealousy. Emily tells him that she has a restaurant reservation that Campbell gave her and invites Luke, but he declines, citing work commitments. In the evening, Emily returns from the restaurant and talks to Luke. At one point, he points out her problem with dressing, shocking Emily. Luke concludes his thought, suggesting that no one takes her seriously when she dresses like a cupcake. The next day, as they prepare for work, there is a tense atmosphere between them. During the meeting, Emily does not demonstrate good preparation this time. Then Luke advises her to take a long position on certain stocks. Emily is unsure about this decision, but Luke ultimately convinces her. Later, when she returns from a break, Emily learns that Luke's decision, which she accepted, cost the company $25 million, leading to Campbell berating her. Throughout the day, Emily and Luke try everything to recover the losses. They meet at a bar where Luke suggests shorting stocks of a certain company, as he believes he has done good research this time. Emily is not convinced. The next day, Emily reviews what Luke had said. In the evening, Emily again proposes physical intimacy to Luke, as they need to relieve the pressure. Luke reluctantly agrees, but quickly finds himself unable to perform. At the same time, Campbell calls Emily, and she tells him that she wants to short stocks of a certain company. However, these are not the stocks Luke suggested. Campbell allows her to proceed, but warns her that she is taking a significant risk. The next morning, it turns out Emily made a good decision. When she arrives at work, Campbell and Paul are waiting for her. Campbell apologizes for his earlier words and gives her a commission of $575,000. In the evening, Paul and other PMs want to take Emily out for a drink. After a while, she agrees to go to a nightclub. While they're at the club, Rory tells a stupid story, but Emily feels like letting loose and orders more drinks, spending a few thousand. Later that night, Emily returns to her apartment drunk and tells Luke about Rory's story, which doesn't amuse him. Emily again proposes physical intimacy to Luke, but he refuses. When Emily calls him pathetic, Luke says she looks like a whore paid by other PMS for her company. The next day, Luke sees Emily in Campbell's office, which intensifies his jealousy, and he also sees Rory being fired, which he sees as an opportunity for advancement. He asks Emily to convince Campbell to reconsider him. However, Emily tells him that he should apologize to her first before asking for a favor. Emily confesses to him that Campbell won't promote him, and that he's on thin ice, shocking Luke. She tells him to go to another company because their shared work is ruining their relationship. However, Luke says he has no intention of leaving the company and immediately goes to Campbell's office. He tells Campbell that he has learned a lot from him about finance and wants to be like him. He adds that the company has become his religion and Campbell his God, kneeling before him and asking for a promotion. At the same time, a new employee and new PM, Derek, enter the office, and Campbell humiliates Luke by saying that Derek made $250 million for another company, making Luke feel embarrassed. In the evening, Emily returns home and wants to talk to Luke. She tells him to send his CV to another company, but he doesn't want to hear about it. At the same time, Emily's mom calls her, and Emily finds out that her mom has planned an engagement party for them on Friday, which she doesn't like because she wanted to keep it a secret. Meanwhile, Luke can't find some important notes, and it turns out that Emily accidentally threw them away. During their argument, Campbell calls Emily, and Luke tells her that she's letting him down, making her weak. Emily disagrees, and Luke finally accuses her of stealing his job.
Stole my fucking job!
Emily shouts that those were just rumors and that Campbell actually wanted to fire him. After these words, Luke leaves. The next day, Luke doesn't show up at work, and Emily asks another analyst to replace him for the day. Throughout the day, she tries to reach him and leaves him voicemails, begging him to come back because their parents put in a lot of effort to organize the party. The following day, Emily participates in a meeting with an important client. Unexpectedly, Luke appears at the company, looking disheveled and behaving inappropriately. When he enters the room where the meeting is taking place, he addresses the client in an offensive manner and then smashes a cup. He turns to Campbell, accusing him of treating him like a slave. He adds that all the employees are afraid of him and lie to him. And the biggest liar is Emily because she violated the company's policy for 2 years by being involved with her analyst, and that she will help him get a promotion. Then he leaves, leaving everyone in shock. In the evening, Emily learns over the phone from Theo that Luke is coming to the engagement party. Emily arrives at the party where she meets her and Luke's families, and at the bar, she sees Luke standing. Emily confronts him about his behavior, disregarding the presence of their families. Suddenly, Luke's mom approaches, happy that both of them got promoted at work to PM, which amuses her, and Emily denies it. Luke insists that Emily admit she got promoted because Campbell wanted to sleep with her. And after these words, Emily smashes a bottle over his head and runs to the bathroom. Luke follows her and complains that she wasn't in his position, but she reminds him that she was previously in the same position as him and had no problem with him getting the promotion, calling him a coward. Luke pushes her against the door and she tells him she hates him. But then they come close to each other and decide to make love. At one point, Luke causes her pain and she asks him to stop, but he doesn't. When he finishes, Emily leaves without a word and goes back to the apartment. In the morning, when she wakes up, covers her bruises, and she meets with Campbell to explain the whole situation. She tells him that Luke was stalking her and that she rejected him because she never felt anything for him. She adds that after some time, he started showing up at parties claiming they were together. Campbell knows Emily is lying, but he doesn't want to lose a great employee, so he advises her to focus on more important things and let it go. Later, Emily sees a new employee sitting in Luke's place. In the evening, she returns to the apartment and finds Luke packed up. She learns that Luke is flying to San Francisco in the morning to meet his brother's boss, who wants to invest in Luke's new company. Emily, however, is indifferent and wonders why Luke doesn't apologize to her for what he did, showing him her bruises. Luke responds that they are both to blame. Emily grabs a knife and forces him to kneel and beg for mercy. As he does, she tells him to cry and wounds his arm. Then she tells him to say he's nothing, and Luke repeats it. He breaks down in tears, apologizes, and asks what he can do to fix it. Emily, in tears, tells him to clean up the blood from the floor and leave, saying she's done with him. Then she throws the knife on the ground